welcome back to another video. I am so excited to officially start this year's bookmas season or vlogmas season, however you want to call it. If you're new here, my name is Laura, and in this video I'll be talking about my 10 before the end. In case you don't know what that's about, it's the 10 books I'd like to read before this year ends. The books in this video are some books I've been meaning to read for a while now, but for one reason or another, I've totally forgotten about them. And I probably won't even have enough time to actually read most of these because between these books and all the holiday books I've planned to read, this month I'm packed. But if I don't get to read these books, they will just be on my priority TBR for 2025. Anyway, let's get started. First book is Fang Fiction by Stamen-London. This book is a paranormal rom-com and it came out on October 1st, I think. And I wanted to read then, but I didn't have enough time in October. It was a really busy month. This book follows Tess Rosenblum, a woman who loves vampire novels but doesn't believe they're real until a literal vampire walks into her life. She soon finds herself drawn into a dangerous yet enchanting realm of vampires where she must confront her past and decide if it's worth risking everything for love. This novel has forbidden love, slow burn with a smidge of enemies to lovers, and let's be real, the bluff sounds really promising. Second book is Only in Your Dreams by Madison Wright. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out back in September. This book follows Finley Blankenship. She's a florist and she's just been dumped by her ex. So she lies to said ex about moving on and robs her brother's best friend, Gray Sutton, into pretending to be her boyfriend. As their fake relationship deepens, they start developing real feelings. This is the second book in the Mountains Are Calling series. I read the first book as an arc in January and I really enjoyed it. It was so cute and wholesome, and I feel like this one will be more of the same. Third book is The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas. I had this book in my priority TBR for this year, but well, things happened. This book follows Josie Moore, a woman with a history of failed engagements who pretends to be engaged again to cover up a family scandal. Stepping in as her fake fiancé is Matthew Flanagan, who is her brother's best friend. I bought the physical copy of this book recently, and to my surprise, it even came with a signed artwork of the main characters. Fourth book is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Okay, I don't really like Lauren Asher's writing, but there's just something about her that makes me want to read all her novels. This is the second book in the Lake from Billionaire series, and I didn't especially like the first one. I think I rated it like 3 point something stars, but somehow I'm really into reading this one. Maybe it's because this book is a single dad nanny romance set in a small town. I don't know. It follows Ellie Sinclair, a songwriter, and Rafael Lopez, a billionaire single dad. She becomes the nanny of his son, and during a summer trip, their professional boundaries blur as they spend more time together, and their attraction grows. Fifth book is The 7 Years Sleep by Ashley Poston. I'm gonna be so late to the hype for this one, but every time I decide myself on reading it, there's something telling me not to read it yet. And it's frustrating because I want to, but I'm such a mood reader, it's hell sometimes, literal hell. This book follows Clementine, a book publicist who meets a charming man in her late aunt's apartment, only to find out he lives 7 years in the past. And obviously, she falls in love with him. This book has me so intrigued to know how it ends, but I'm scared even though I read like a lot of amazing reviews. Sixth book is Collide by Bal Khabra. This book follows Summer, an honors student forced to work together with Aiden, the hockey captain, on a research project, despite her dislike for the sport and their clashing personalities. But their bickering soon turns into chemistry. I feel like I'm gonna love this book and this series in general, and I really hope I'm not wrong. Seventh book is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. I cannot wait to be back in the magical world of Garber. This is a holiday novella that follows Scarlett, Tella, and company as they prepare for the great holiday. This novella follows the Carwell series, and if you haven't read them yet, I don't know what you're really waiting for, to be honest. Eighth book is Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. This book follows Natalie, a heiress who proposes a marriage of convenience to August, a vineyard owner she can't stand, in order to secure her trust fund. This is the second book in the Armas series. I read the first book last year and thought I didn't quite like it. It was a very cute small town second chance romance, and Natalie's storyline was already looking promising in that first book, and that's the solely reason why I'm gonna read it, because lately Tessa Bailey's writing is not giving, to the point I decided to stop reading her books because I found them boring. Ninth book is A Life on Walls by Bailey Hannah. I'm eager to get my hands on this whole series. I read plenty of amazing reviews and I wanted to read this for a long time. This is part of the West Ranch series with only 2 books released and the third one coming out next year, I think. This series are cowboy romances with a smidge of suspense, and this book follows Cecily Kennedy, a city girl fleeing her abusive marriage. So she finds herself working on a cattle ranch under the watch of a rancher named Austin Wells. As they grow closer, their feelings lead to a mix of attraction and tension, and Austin realizes he wants her to stay with him. And 10th and final book is Fault Line by Kia Stephens. I read the first book of this series, the Coastal University series, a couple of years ago. I rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened that I forgot about this series, and now there's even 2 more books out, which hopefully I'll be reading soon. This is the second book, and it follows Kaya, an overachiever focused on academics, who seeks a casual fling to unwind. So she has a one-night stand with a hockey player named Holden, only to find herself drawn to him afterwards, and they struggle to keep things casual. So those were my 10 before the end. To think I have less than a month to read all these books is stressing me out. Guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it and I hope you enjoy them. Don't forget to subscribe and to follow me on all my socials. We'll see each other on the next bookmas video.